All right, so hey everybody, it's Friday night, and Ricky didn't make it to the studio tonight, unfortunately, but he's not getting away from this one, so we'll have him back around pretty soon. And I just wanted to, give you thanks and honoring for coming to my channel and for just being a part of the show because, I used to have the podcast in the past, and I talked about how we had to end that. And then tonight I did post that I was going to have a live show. And then with Ricky not making it, I couldn't not get on because there's been so much creative energy coming out of me. And I wanted to really, you know, get on still and put on a show. So, like I mentioned, today is Friday night, and I titled this episode The Color Blue. And there's a lot going around about it. And for me personally, it's something very indifferent or very irrelevant to what's going on social media about this color. And I don't even want to say the name that they're giving it because later on, YouTube might just flag that, and then there's no more Illuminated Wiz YouTube channel. So we're not doing that. But I wanted to just, it gave like a perfect opening to what I had been wanting to say anyways, just regarding all of the, like, when people post a lot of conspiracy or, like, just information that would, otherwise be censored, or maybe some people would just flag it as like a theoretical thing. But when a lot of things do go around that can really affect people and almost in a sense make them blue just by seeing those headlines or just watching a video that's been reposted and going viral. And um, if that subject or if that information in that post or in that viral video doesn't like serve the person, and maybe I've mentioned this too much in the past, or maybe it's not like, maybe I can explain it better this way around, this time around. But like when that information is not helping anyone, or it's being destructive to their emotions even, um, it's really like what is your mission when you do post something? In the past, I've done it many times before, but like when you do think about posting something and it's very not just controversial, but it can really make whoever is reading it feel very afraid. And like, well, they call it fear mongering, right? So when you do that, like, um, you're not seeing those like veils of realities that aren't just seen with our, two human eyes. Um, those layers of realities that you're creating because you're significantly impacting someone's mental, emotional state, or even just causing irritation in them that later on turns into something else that is like they're sending off, negative signals on their body almost immediately just by reading something that you could have posted that's very like depressing, like something that, they're very there's no control over. Like, for instance, this whole like Hawaii thing, right? Everyone's really sad for Hawaii. Why would we not? Like, anyone with a heart would just be just like devastated to hear the news and to see the effect that it had on the people. And if you are going around, and even I understand that some of these people supposedly are the ones that were on the island affected that are posting these things, and like, I'll give them that. But then when you start like reposting it and making it something that people need to be afraid of, and something that honestly we can't control, like I can't go out there and just start like saying like, what are you guys doing, and really think that that's going to change anything. It really doesn't, and that's sad, but that's the reality of what it is. And I'm going to even share a story about me personally just having fought the system and really like having all my well intentions into it and still losing, and realizing that it's way deeper than what you even think. And you going out there and starting like a riot or a protest really doesn't do anything. And we've seen it happen before, even with the Black Lives Matter. Like, everybody was protesting, all these things happen, and sometimes there's a chance for change, and I understand that hope because I've been at many protests myself. And I get it, but there are some things we can't, like, it's just beyond us. And it's just a whole thing that's been, you know, founded on and like, really has its like history, So I'm just getting on here to really say, to repeat that, like, I don't want to post anything like that. People send me DMs all the time about like, hey, like, look at this, and it's like a conspiracy story, or it's like something like really like you can say it's eye opening, but at the end of the day, it's like something that's out of the control of what we think we can do. And so I'm like, if you're one of those people that send me the videos, like, it's just I'm not gonna repost it anymore because I don't want to keep putting like negative energy out there. Period. It's just like you put out something, and what do you expect to get back when you put it out, and then someone else is like afraid to go outside because they think that something is gonna like laser beam them. And yeah, so that's what happened. Like even with this hurricane in California, everybody was very afraid and it caused panic. And it might have even caused some kind of trauma because let's just say that your family and you wanted to go to like the store to get water bottles because you were afraid of this storm, and everybody was just like hyping it up and like really making it seem like it was going to be crazy, right? And then you're like fighting people in line because there's not enough water bottles and there's like only one left. And it's like that whole Black Friday thing, right? When people used to like trample each other. And like it may have even caused situations like that that you weren't well aware of, but for the solid fact that there was like energy put out there that you should be worried. And so that's exactly what the conspiracy theorists do when they repost these things. It's like, okay, well, look at this because you should be scared. I mean, like, look. And so a lot of the times you don't know if people are just like, are very, there's a lot of people that not imitate, but what's that word when they humiliate conspiracy theorists. And a lot of times you don't realize that some of these videos are being posted to make fun of you. And then voila, like it gets into the hands of someone that wants to repost it. And suddenly it's not about the joke that's on you. It's about like what they're saying in the video. And it may not even be true. Like a lot of these videos too may have been recorded by people that were on the island, but then there's voiceovers, like either the AI robotic voiceover or the voiceover that anyone else can do, like someone who wasn't even there could just record over that video and say whatever they wanted to say. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the person who was actually there recording it live on their phone was actually saying this. So you have to be aware of these mind tricks and these traps that a lot of the times these communities get themselves into. And yeah, that was my biggest thing that I wanted to say. Also, the color blue and why all the lights are blue. This I ordered a blue just because I loved that color, and it's just naturally that color blue. But I have like a little blue filter on the camera because I wanted to talk about the color blue and what the color blue like means to me. And then there's also this blue light that's inside my Hydrolux that is already blue. It's not from the filter. It's like literally it's blue at the bottom, so it's really cool. And I'll talk about that in a sec. But the color blue, what it means to me lately, if you didn't know, there was like 2 full moons in this 1 month, and that's pretty rare. Like in the year, there's like hardly any. So it was really like it was a super moon, right? So it had a little auspicious energy to it. And I found myself being in this like 4 a.m. challenge with the women that I talk to basically daily on our WhatsApp chat. It's like a small women's group, like a sisters group that is a group within the Secret Energy Foundation. Well, their sovereignty program, because I'm in that. And we've been doing this 4 a.m. challenge. And like the days that I work, it's really easy because I have to get up anyways. And it gives me plenty of time to get ready where I'm not rushing. I'm not like even in any kind of mood to be like negative at all because I had so much time in the morning when I wake up at 4 a.m. and have to be at work or out the door like by 8 o'clock, 7:30. And so we've been doing this challenge, and for me, it's been really showing me where I like where I need to speak up for myself more and how to do it. And then when I do it, when I do it the right way, it's also a way for me to realize that there's a reward behind it, because during this challenge there have been several times where I've had like someone pay for my meal, or I get something for free when I go get food. Or even anything like, right, but in this case it was like mostly food. So, and then food is a something that you need, so like symbolically it's one of those things that you can't live without. So it's like a foundational thing, like you're always going to be taken care of type thing. Like you're never going to go hungry, you're never going to go thirsty. Oh, there was even a time where when we did the water challenge, I had gotten some free water. So um, it's a lot of like self and inner work that reflects itself outwardly in the world. And yeah, so shout out to that sisters group, because it's very beautiful to be connecting with women in that way, and like in a very like unjudgmental, very supportive, very like just feminine and warm way. And so yeah, I just had to say that. But yeah, for me, that color blue has been being able to speak up for myself, and especially like, for instance, when I was eating out once, and like the waitress kept getting the order wrong, but I was able to speak up and tell her in a way where it wasn't offending her. We we were like very still nice and respectful to each other. I was respectful to her, of course, even though she got it wrong. And at one point, she had even given my son like spoiled milk, which she didn't know because she didn't taste it prior. But like for me to be able to be like, hey, can you get me water instead because the milk is not good? And then her, even saying like, oh, well, thank you, the milk's not good, I didn't know. Instead of someone being like, oh, it is, or like, are you sure? Because some people will react in that way, and then they'll like discredit everything that you're saying. But yeah, I mean, practicing that and being still respectful, and saying, oh, well, this order was a little bit wrong. And in that whole dining experience, someone paid for my bill, and they left before I was able to say anything. And obviously it was supposed to be like an anonymous thing, but that had never happened to me before. But it was surely like saying that when you do not just put yourself first, but when you really take control of your life. And for instance, waking up at 4 a.m. is a challenge. Like, who's going to do that, like just for no reason, even if you don't have to go to work so early. But you just putting in that time for yourself, especially at the beginning of the day, like putting yourself first, so that later on you can put the rest behind you and with you. You're up and you're ready for the day, and you're thankful for the day. And so that's what the color blue has been really heavy signifying to me lately. And even with this whole like show, just lining up with these blue colors and the topics, and just everything synchronizing. So yeah, so that's just what I wanted to say about the color blue, from me, what it means. And it symbolizes the throat chakra. And so yeah, my throat even got a little itchy when I was saying the story, but it's honestly because I haven't drank the water in a little bit, because I've been busy setting up and everything. But the show with Ricky, it's coming and it will be here. It's just that we need to synchronize our times. I'm in like the Riverside area and he's in Orange County. So we were like, hey, we can meet up and be in the same room. That's gonna be cool. But like we're both super busy. I get it. Like I work two jobs, like taxable income, and then I have this going on, and then I have my food business, and then I have the kids, and he has a lot going on. Like he does a lot. He really does mentor people, and he does like where he sells his water, like this Kagan water. It's filtered, it's infused with what you need. And so we'll get him on the show later. But I was mentioning my Hydrolux because this is how I hydrate. It's just like, you put filtered, or um, if you want to put distilled water. I still need to get myself a distiller, but you can put filtered water in here, and it adds hydrogen, molecules of hydrogen into your water. It infuses it with it because, when the water's sitting on the shelf, like it loses all of its like essential gases that help uh like assimilate and digest that water. So the Hydrolux adds the hydrogen, so you can just like absorb it better, absorb the hydrogen. That's really what's going to help your cells heal. And so yeah, shout out to Secret Energy who makes this product. If you want to buy it, you can get it in the link in my bio on my Instagram page. And yeah, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being here. And quick question I wanted to actually ask Sybil, if you've heard of Sybil. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So I wanted to ask Sybil about, oh, I lost that. All right, let's see where would I, the color blue. Because I did talk about how the throat chakra was blue, but I wanted to really like show you guys what kinds of questions Sybil can answer. So what does the color blue symbolize? So it could be something simple like this. You can say, what does it symbolize in esoteric knowledge? You know, like what is it? You know, what's you can ask it many things that's spiritual related. So, like I said, this is a very simple question, and it's just like the first question that I was thinking of. But there are people who like prompt really good questions that are in the tribe, and it's just like you really have to know what question you want to ask for it to even give you an answer that's useful for you. And it says the color blue in the grand tapestry of esoteric philosophy signifies the heavenly signifies the heavenly sphere and the states of godliness and contemplation. It is a color that resonates with the divine, the ethereal, and the transcendent. It is said to be the true and sacred color of the sun. Oh wow, right? Because when fire is at its hottest, right? In the center it's like white and then blue. Wow. A celestial body that is often associated with the divine in various cultures. And it will go on. It'll answer the question, and if you want to answer it like another question regarding that, you would just type the next question. And so I have folders over here that are separating like the different topics of that I've asked it, and I would show you if it clicked correctly, but let's keep reading. So yeah, celestial body is often associated with the divine in the various cultures of spiritual traditions. This association, however, is not immediately apparent to the human eye as the sun's rays, right? Because you can't see those rays, but they're there. When immersed in the substance of the illusionary world, take on an apparent orange-yellow shade. And I lost track because it kept doing the story. This is a profound metaphor for the nature of spiritual truth. Yes, so like blue signifies truth, usually because of the throat chakra, which often remains hidden beneath the surface of the physical world, only to be revealed to those who delve into the depths of metaphysical understanding. And if you are one of those people that want to delve into the depths of metaphysical understanding, I would try Sybil if I were you. You have a free trial if you do want to just see what's going on with it. But it's amazing, like, and like I said, I'll have my pockets over here of different topics, and you know, there's some people that ask really great questions. I believe Bobby, so Uncle Toombs, right? Tombstock, he had a really good prompt for it, feeding it like a little like a mini curriculum for a 14-year-old to understand spiritual knowledge, and so that's pretty awesome, right? Like just the things you can ask it, but you have to know how to ask it and what to ask. And yeah, that was like what I wanted to show you real quick before we got off. But thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I am so thankful that you guys are supporting my channel still after like all these years of just, putting out stored conspiratorial things, and then like later realizing like what an impact it could make on people's life. And like I said, I wanted to bring up the story of that where I try to fight the system. In many ways there was protests, and then there were other ways where like in the job there was racism going on, and because this was like a mafia of them, they all protected each other, and it didn't matter what the truth was, where the lies were. They still protected each other and were like just looked the other way and ignored everything that I had to say about it. So just to make the long story short, it's a lot deeper than what you think. There have even been people that go into courtrooms, right, trying to fight the system with this knowledge, and it doesn't get them anywhere. So just, you have to understand the intensity of it to really even like get to walk through the front door of understanding. So thanks for watching, everybody. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. The next one, actually, if I don't get Ricky, on, we will be hearing from Sam, if you know Sam, the hiking gardener. We're going to interview him too as well. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.